gonna jump into the location scouting portion of this photo shoot. So the location scouting proved to also be a little bit more tricky. Of course, kind of like what we're describing. Usually a photographer is just responsible with saying, hey, I'm here, I'm photographing, this is what we're doing, boom. But what I realized in this case is I kind of took the position of a project manager. And this is something that I've actually done in a lot of photo shoots. But this photo shoot, I was able to kind of get a better understanding and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Hello. And put a name to what I was doing throughout the whole process. But anyways, when it came to the location scouting, obviously we're photographing a mattress, and obviously we want 2 or 3 bedrooms to kind of give it that sort of feel. So our first idea was an Airbnb. We wanted to do the Airbnb route because if you do an Airbnb, you can move in, let's say 3 p.m. the day before, start getting stuff ready, so on and so forth, and then you can leave, and not the next day, but the day after. And again, pack up all your stuff and have that utmost flexibility. But reaching out to different Airbnb hosts, it proved to be a very difficult task. Obviously, this photo shoot took place in Los Angeles, and in Los Angeles, everybody is looking for the bottom line and the dollar, totally as they should. But that kind of posed us with different things that we weren't really expecting. One was locations. So one of the things that we kind of weren't expecting within this process was outrageous additional fees that kind of came on. They may have said like, hey, our daily or our nightly rate is $300. Now all of a sudden they want an extra $1,000+ fee, which is fine, but they were limiting even our access to, and we were like, wait a minute. We had one guy who said like, hey, I'm down for you to use our house, but you gotta leave a mattress here. And I was like, bro, what? I presented it all to the client because I was like, maybe he might be open to that, but everything was kind of difficult and weird in that trajectory. So we ended up going with a Peerspace route, and in Peerspace they have a lot of different options, and it was actually really good. On Peerspace there are homes that are absolutely massive with bedrooms that are super spacious, and it proved to be extremely important within this photo shoot because having that open space allowed me to be able to get those further away shots, allowed me to be in a different section of the home, photographing them from a distance, so on and so forth, and not being constricted to per se an Airbnb sort of setting where we may have a smaller room, even with a wide angle lens, it would look a little bit weird, so on and so forth. So Peerspace proved to be amazing. The only not so perk part of it is that you really got to work to book an entire day with extra hours because you don't know when that photo shoot is going to end, and you don't want somebody to just miraculously book the place for, let's say your cutoff time is 5, they're coming in at 6:30, you're like, wait a minute, I need extra time, now we got to break down, do this, that, the other. So you really got to plan out the day and honestly get those extra hours in. So that covers the location portion of our photo shoot. Fortunately, we were able to find a really pretty spot in Encino, and we got to use it all day long, and actually left right on time and had 2 to 3 hours left to spare in our booking. So that was a fun sort of thing, and it was something that was super great on our team's behalf because even with our hiccup that we had, we still managed to get out on time, get out early with time to spare, and just work accordingly from there. The next thing I want to talk about in reference to this particular photo shoot is making sure that you have proper staffing for your photo sessions. So for me, I've always been one of those who kind of lives in a broke mind state. I hate to say it like that, but that's just the fact of the matter. And that's somebody who, you need to move a table, I'm gonna move a table. People are like, Nicolette, don't do that, you're tiny. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna move that table, I'm gonna move this couch, I'm gonna do this. And it's because usually I don't have people who are on set who can assist me, or just I don't want to ask people. I feel like I don't want to be that type of person. But in this photo session, I realized that it's very important. And fortunately, people within my group were able to remind me of that. We brought in a couple of moving guys who assisted with the setup of the mattress because I was thinking a mattress is easy. This was not an easy process. This was a process that required professionals to really do that installation process. So fortunately, we had the movers who came in. They made everything amazing, so much better. I also had, like I mentioned in previous videos, my assistant, and my assistant came in and again was super helpful with everything from the coordination, getting extra outfits for the individuals, getting the timeline in check, setting up of the food, bringing in our different sets and props, and just partaking in the little nitty-gritty of, hey, what additional shots do we need, shot list coordination, and having those extra people on set make everything a lot easier and a lot smoother, and allowed me the opportunity to just focus on what I needed to do, which was photograph for the client, get that lighting in check, and make sure that we do all of that. So now what you're going to see in the link is the ending results of these photographs. These photographs to me came out just amazing, incredible, and it's something that I'm super duper proud of. Not only were we able to get shots that were shot in the daytime, but we also were able to do a edit that gave the impression of a nighttime sort of feel, which was really great. Obviously, if you're on the mattress, you're going to be waking up in the morning, going to sleep at night, taking a midday nap, maybe even reading a book. So it's important to get those types of shots there. When you're shooting a shot that is in the nighttime, you don't need to be there in the nighttime, because at the end of the day, if it's pitch black in this room, you are going to be getting grainy imagery, and that's not something that you want. So we were able to, of course, get the lights that we wanted, and through masking, through color grading, get that really cool effect, which was super exciting. So take a look at the link if you would like, look through, and if you guys have any questions and would like to kind of get a bit more of a feel for certain things, let me know, and I would love to create more content based around this photo shoot, dissecting a little bit more of what it was that we were able to create. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and on to the next.